Hello, gorgeous people. I hope everyone is well. We've had a good day today. Lando Norris is a world champion. I've been finishing off some saves for rebuilds, and I'm going to try and keep my cool because I've rebuilt the tactic. In theory. Hello, gorgeous people. Oh. I hope everyone is well. We've had a good day. I'm going to make sure I'm not, reflexing on myself and try and work out why our background is not playing today, because that's fun. There we go. Hopefully that'll do it. Right, so I have done a bit of a rebuild on our tactic for tonight. A little bit of a rebuild on our tactic just to make sure that we are not shipping as many thousands of goals as it appeared like we would be. I say I've rebuilt the tactic. I've actually gone with the original plan B that I had at the start of the season, where we're going to be playing with 5 at the back with the diamond ahead of it and 1 striker, because it was becoming rapidly apparent that I didn't have a backup choice for a goalkeeper, for a striker this season. So we're going to have to work around that, go with a more defensive tactic for the foreseeable. If we look at the table, we can see that, or the XG table, we can see we should be up in 4th. We should be comfortably up in 4th. We shouldn't have any struggles whatsoever. But we are shipping too many goals. So I'm having to do something to fix that. I haven't had a proper look at any data hub because I still don't fully understand what's happening with it. Because it says we are performing better than average in every kind of metric except defending, where we're performing to an average level. So the best hope I've got is to try and defend better, which I know sounds really blindingly obvious, but we do need to defend better, and then hopefully we can have a slightly better run of form out of where we've been over the last stream, where we just kept getting pelted. And it wasn't really a fun time for any of us. Apologies for losing my rag yesterday. It was an emotional one. It was an emotional old day. I am slowly getting my voice back, which is nice, because as I said, I finished off 2 rebuild saves now that just need recording for the channel, and I'm just hoping I get a voice back I can do that with, whereas I can be a little bit more, hopefully, relaxed on a stream, and we can try and keep our jobs, which is very much going to be a big thing for us. To be honest, is just try and keep this job, try and get ourselves to a better position. By the end of the year is my plan. I'm going to aim for end of the calendar year with this stream, because we're about a month and a half away. So we'll see where we are. Hopefully still in a job. Hopefully still in the FA Trophy. We've reached 100 games in management. There we go. There's a fun stat for us all. 100 games. We've not managed to get the Real Madrid C job, which tells you just how badly we're doing. Because typically speaking, they hand those out to anyone. So that's fun. Anyway, Telford. Telford is next. I would like to get a big result against Telford. I'm still trying to get this camera to be in better position. I think it's because I'm using this weird frame. I can't see myself properly. So hopefully that'll work out for us and get it accounted for. That's not actually better. Maybe that's better. We'll find out. Anyway, let's go play Telford. Let's start off with a nice, relaxing, chilled out kind of stream day. Our best team for this is apparently this. I would be largely inclined to agree, although I think I'd like someone who can play down the right-hand side in there. And I think we'll remove Sané and put... I was going to put De Gea on the bench, but he's not fit, so I guess Sané can keep his place. We just have to hope we don't have to do too much with our midfield today. So, yeah, this is the lineup. It's going to be Marriott, Fid, Mullins, Ogungbo, Waldron, Gomez, Masani, Cahill, Beckford, Brannigan and Stutter as our starting 11 today in this new 5-4-1 diamond. And I'm going to hope, very much hope, very, very much hope that we are capable of being a better team, to be honest, this stream. Because we do need to be a better team this stream. Telford have a very good side. Amari Miller is a very, very good footballer. And probably unlucky to be playing at this level. Time to end this poor run of form. That's what we're going to say. And then I just going to trust everyone to go make a difference. Make it count. All that good stuff. It is time to return our team to form. I've probably been guilty this season of a little bit of overconfidence in terms of trying to play with two strikers because they haven't been on form. So outscoring other teams hasn't really been an option for us. We are having to we're going to have to outthink them, I think, just because we just don't have two strikers that can consistently score. So we are going to have to hope that having one up top with a lot of support is a better option as Waldron finds a ball through for Brannigan. Brannigan turns, cuts it back for Cahill. Harrison Neal gets credited with the own goal. But we are 1 goal up already. And is this system the one that turns our season around, or is this a false dawn? I guess we'll find out. Neil was very unlucky there, to be honest, because I think that shot was probably going over. But it's not on me and it's not on you. So we are going to just hope that we are back in winning form. Ready to turn our season back around, like I said. Get ourselves back into the playoffs, which is going to be really important. And then push on, because I don't know how many more jobs we're going to get if we don't get some kind of trophy soon. Harrison Neal trying to make up for his mistake by just battering it at goal from well outside the box. Which I guess works. We will see. But 1-0 up already. We are the better side, although it's been a really dire game. But to be honest, that's probably to be expected. I am a bit anti-football with this tactic. But maybe this is what the new match engine demands of us, because we, I think, were victims of a match engine change as well, which hasn't helped us. The big change is really tactically, aside from going 5 at the back, now our 2 central midfielders are playing as attacking midfielders rather than wide midfielders, so all of our width is going to come from our 2 advanced wing backs, which may be a mistake. They are getting back to defend, they're playing as pressing fullbacks, because they can afford to press just because we've got 3 centre-halves behind them now. So hopefully that will work out for us. And we can start to see Musani and Waldron get a bit more involved creatively going forward. That's kind of the thinking with the tactic. And then if they can get down these flanks and they can start putting the crosses in, then we should have 3 people in the box minimum, maybe even 4, as Stutter gets through and puts it away, and we're 2-0 up. And we are back. We are back. And potentially back. We'll see. I mean, Telford are a good side. We've seen that before. Yes, there are still some question marks. Musani's not in the game yet. Maybe he can get himself into the game. We will find out. We'll do a praisey show actually while we're here, because why not? Hopefully we're at the start of something special. Hopefully. As Ogungbo goes forward now through Musani. Musani needs to beat Perry here and Miller, which he doesn't do. Another slightly suspect moment for him. He won't be the first choice in that position, I would imagine, for most of the season, but he did drop in today, so we'll see how that goes, as Cahill can't beat anyone in the air. He's a little bit short and not very good at jumping, and Waldron now has to press, which gives Gomez time to come across, which is sort of what my thinking was with that pressing fullback role, that Gomez can kind of fill in the gaps. And it seems to be holding up so far. This might be, I might have figured out tactics. You never know. We could have figured out tactics. We'll address the team. Happy with the way things are going. Just keep it up. Get back out there second half. Musani's going to come back into this game. That's the plan. If he doesn't, we have obviously got a replacement or two on the bench as well. Probably be Mayo, who came on for him, and a Gungbo would go forward. We will start marking Matty Stenson. That's probably wise, as a Gungbo gives a big old ball over the top, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And it is Musani and Cahill who are the question marks right now. I don't know if either of them can do what they're being asked to do particularly well, but they're going to have to learn, as we are playing the ball around nicely, keeping possession, doing what we do when we're our best. We've given up a corner, but that's okay. Let's just try and get this one clear. We have. Mullins gets there. I'm going to make some changes while I'm watching this go up, because in fact we'll do it after the highlight, because I need to swap some players around, and I can't do that from the bottom menu, which is something I'd like to see change. I'd like to be able to drag and drop players, as that, Jesus Christ, that was some defending, wasn't it? That was definitely on Frankie Vid. It's got to be said, the Glentoran loanee isn't covering himself in glory for us. I really should have done more than just kind of tap that into a better position for Junaid to finish. But it's okay, because we are being calm and relaxed today, and we're not going to yell at the team too much. That's the plan. Right, Agungbo is going up to left. Oh, it's going up to left back. Musani is going to come off for Mayo. I think we'll stick a Coley in there for Gomez, just because Gomez is tiring. And actually Mullins may have to come off, which means probably put Sané at the back. For now, that's our 3 subs, which drives me mad. We've only got 3 subs in the FA Trophy in 2025, but that's life. Let's see if we can make the best of it. It means Cahill can't be replaced, or Beckford, and neither is performing, but potentially that's not as big a problem as it could be. I mean, they're neither one, I would suspect, doing their best role in there, but I'm hoping they're providing enough to do something to help us out, as Waldron picks up the ball now with a chance to run at Slew, and does, and keeps going, cuts it back for Cahill, back to Waldron, back to Cahill, who, yeah, shooting is not going to be Shea Cahill's strong point today. Let's just see if there's anything he does better. And allegedly that's his best role. And it leaves me to wonder, should I have Brannigan attacking from there and Beckford playmaking from there? I don't know why they're playing as wide central midfielders, but I guess it helps. I mean, it's working. I'm not going to change it out of play, because it is largely working. I just need to feel like Cahill and Beckford are doing a little bit more. And if they can start doing a little bit more, then we'll be in a fairly good position. I mean, Beckford should be a real creative force wherever I put him in midfield, because he's got like 13 vision and passing. So he should be making chances happen, but he's got to work a little bit harder than he is, as Waldron picks up the ball, looking for a chance to run wide. Cahill wasn't really moving to help him out, which doesn't work. Hey Simon, yeah, grab a cup. I've got a brew. It was a brew kind of day for me, so I recommend it. Waldron with a cross, back post for Beckford, who hits the post. A free kick for offside anyway. But I think we've done enough, just about. Despite Beckford and Cahill not necessarily showing up, maybe that's the thing to tweak with the tactic, we have done enough to get past Telford and end our run of just terrible results, which is nice. So I'll have a little look, see what we can tweak the Beckford-Cahill situation into. I think it is going to be a case of Beckford becoming more of the playmaker, and then we figure out what we do with Cahill. So we will make Beckford in fact, he can be an advanced playmaker from there. And then we can free up Brannigan to be more of an attacking midfielder. Cahill does want to be an attacking midfielder, but I feel like channel midfielder might be his role in this tactic. Very aware that Brannigan doesn't want to track, but we do need numbers back behind the ball with this tactic, and I think that'll work. I think that should fix the problem. I am very aware. Do I want them pressing, maybe? No, I probably do want them wide covering, just because if they start attacking us down the flanks, they will push things to the touch lines a little bit more. It's sort of my thinking. That's sort of, we'll see how it goes. A lot of season left to play. Spennymoor up next as we head further and further through November. But we are in the hat for the next round of the trophy, which is nice. Don't know who we'll get. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Frimpong, buddy. I'll be honest, you're just going to have to get over it, because I'll sell you. I say, of course, I'll sell him, but I did have a bit of a rage out moment and stick a bunch of players in the reserves last episode because they weren't pleasing me. So that could also be an issue. Largely because I can't remember who I put in the reserves. I should probably have a look. Who got raged to the outer worlds? Remy Mitchell did. I'll be nice to him, bring him back. Shooter did. Probably need him in the first team squad. I guess we'll move Frimpong back up, but he is still going to be sold. As soon as possible, we'll move Jaden McDonald up to the first team because he's probably earned it. And Rocker is already there. Osborne is already there. Tempted to bring Harry Rand up, but I think he's probably best served there for now. And then we'll slowly blood him towards the back end of the season. But yeah, we're looking at Ronnie Stutter is wanted, by the way, by Tranmere, York and Wimbledon. And I've just realised his contract is about to expire, which I don't want to let happen. But he doesn't think our squad is strong enough to match his ambitions, which might force me to sell him on. And the trouble is, if I sell Ronnie Stutter on, I do not have a striker that I can confidently say can score goals. And I don't remember there being much in the way of striking talent available to us, which is a problem. Not that we've got much in the way of budget left anyway. I could shuffle this over. And that probably finds us just enough budget to get one more striker in. There is a voice in my head saying sign Taj Sodje, because he was scoring quite well last season, I believe, at this level. Let's try it. It will be a fringe contract. £400 a week is probably enough. If I can get it down to 300, I'd be happier, to be honest. I'll do 340. That's not too bad. It's a bit of a knockdown price for him. Just being wary of the fact that I don't want to overspend too much. But he could be a guy that gets us goals. I mean, Taj Sodje had 18 goals in the National League North last year. Ronnie Stutter had 12. So he is an upgrade on paper. should I reach a point where I start to think Ronnie Stutter might have to be sold on for cheap. And there is also a small argument that if I start playing Sodje instead of Stutter, the interest in Stutter will go away, which is dirty, but out of sight, out of mind is what we're saying. But this does rely on Sodje coming in. Halliday is going, which I think may have been a rage decision last night too, possibly. I offered him a contract. My thinking behind Ty Sodje was that he scored 18 goals in the National League North last year. He's only a B-rated signing, but he did get 18 in 41 last season versus Stutter, who got 11 in 33. I think it was less than 11 in 33, actually, thinking about it. And with Stutter being wanted, that's 12 in 33. With Stutter being wanted, there is a thought that creeps in that maybe we should cash in on him. Because A, he'll kick off if I don't accept a bid for him anyway. And B, he doesn't want a new contract. He'll go for free at the end of the season. And I've got to make a choice, really, about whether or not we sell him for the cash, or we feel like we can hit a run of form whereby it's more valuable to keep him for the playoffs, as Ty Sodje does finally join. That's the question mark. 15 from 20 in the Cymraeg Prem. Well, that's probably a similar-ish level, so that's not a bad signing. I have just gone to a one-up top formation because I couldn't get two guys playing together to score. But now I've got two guys who are goal scorers at this level, but the tactic seems to be playing. So I think we'll probably back and forth between them. I think what it might be is a case of we'll play... Oh, for Airbus, nice. Currently 6th. It's pretty special. Yeah, I think what we might do is we'll play the 5 at the back against teams above us, and we'll play the 4 at the back against teams below us, and see where we shake out. Because I think I was saying just before you came on, Simon, that the XG table says we should be 4th. We're just shipping too many goals. So I've gone to this system now where I've got 5 at the back, in the hopes that that will fix the leak. And then if I've got 2 strikers who can score goals, maybe we can start to push on. Because we've not had any issues scoring goals this season. Realistically, we've just had issues keeping them out of our bloody net. Like, I think it's been a while since we've not scored. Like, the Kettering game was the last game we didn't score in. And then before that, Telford in August. So scoring goals isn't actually our problem. It's just we've only had 2 games all season so far where we haven't scored a goal. It really is our defence costing us. So I'm hoping that if we can strengthen our defence, now we've got hopefully 2, maybe 3 reliable strikers up top, we'll be in a really good position. So I think maybe our next signing is going to be a centre half. If we can find one that we can pay about £5,500 a year, which is a problem. Ironically, there is a player here from Airbus who he doesn't look awful. His determination worries me, but doesn't look awful. A girl like Shaquille Sanford might be a better bet, but you look at those numbers and you just think, is he just a lump-it forward centre-half? And he really is. And I don't like having a lump-it forward centre-half. I like to be at least a little bit elegant with the ball. Michael Parker could be a really good signing for us. Currently with Merthyr, apparently on trial. But he is 6'6". And you can't teach that. Has had a season in the National League already. Let's see if we can steal him. We probably can, to be honest. We probably can. Let's see if we can get him to come to the table for a slightly better wage. Or appearance fee, I should say. Because my hope would be that... Beautiful. My hope would be that we can just get him in, get him playing. He's actually currently on trial at Merthyr, who I believe we're playing next. Or very soon, at least. Yeah, after Spennymoor. But if we can get him in as well to help the defence out. I vaguely remember from last FM managing him and him being very quick, which could be helpful. Other teams have gone in for him, which gives me a bit of faith. Wealdstone and Hereford. This was the other guy we were looking at, wasn't it? Who I don't think we can afford. We can afford. Ooh. Can we afford him for that? Oh, I'll just give him 42. I'll just give him 42. That's fine, because he would also really help us out. And then I think we'd have a really competitive defence. I'm still a little bit suspect about right back. But that should tighten us up. Sereno has now gone in at left back as well. I mean, Lewis could play as the 4, sorry, as the 6 as well, which is another consideration. Lewis could play as the 6 quite comfortably. I don't like how that's decided. I need Osborne on the bench. I probably need... we'll stick Liam on the bench just in case he pops by the stream. He can get excited because we'll have him there to be a 10 on the bench. That does feel like we're covered everywhere? Question mark? Yeah, we should be covered everywhere. Alright, let's give it... Oh, in fact, since we've got him here anyway, let's put Taj Sodjo on the bench so we can get some match fitness into him. That's a good idea. Apparently Big Tim was better, but Taj Sodjo has the goal scoring record that you have to kind of put a bit of respect on his name. So we'll see how it goes. See if he can force his way into the first team, because we also know that Tim's off form. Like we've seen that, we saw that yesterday. Tim's off form. Tim's not on good form at all. So if we can get Taj match fit and he finds form, I think we'll be laughing. Right, I told them to put the end to the poor out of form last time and they did it, so we'll keep trying it. Hope they dig their way out of this. Spennymoor are a good side. They are in the playoffs already. They will be a threat to us. But we are playing with 5 at the back. We are hopefully able to build from this. We're now in 13th. We are 6 points away from the playoffs. Spennymoor are a team we really have to take 3 points off of to give us a fighting chance of getting into that playoff as well. So that's a real concern. But let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can look as good as we did against Telford in this game. Knowing we've got another centre-half coming in as well, which will really help us out. Possibly 2. We've got Sereno, who should really excel as an advanced wing-back. Brannigan's done beautiful work there. Finds the ball through to Cahill. Cahill turns, finds Beckford. That's very, very unlucky. Ola Sunday was the one that got himself in the way of that, I think. And just yeah, settle in, see if we can get control of the game, because we should be controlling possession with the way we're playing. We're not at the moment, which is worrying. We have got the better of the attacking play, but we're not controlling possession, which is odd, because we should be very stacked in the middle. And that does make me wonder if Beckford's not necessarily having a good game again, because he would be our key guy in controlling possession. Like, he should just be doing the basics, little short passes, just keeping it very simple. Looking for opportunity to strike. That's a great ball from Fid. It's a terrible finish from Stutter, but it's a great ball from Fid. We are threatening them. Like, we should have scored already according to the XG. We should have had our goal. It's just hard to see where it might come from. A draw is a good result in this game. To be honest, with the form we've been on, a draw is a good result. But I'd like to get the points, because we've been largely better than Spennymoor so far. We've got to half-time at 0-0. That's fine. Let's... we need more possession in the second half, I think, is actually a fair shout. We'll grab these guys. Just have a little, like, not happy, get better kind of chat with them. And see what we can do second half in this rain. It's probably not the weather to be playing this kind of tiki-taka-y football in, to be honest, but... you know, we're doing our best. We're doing our best as Beckford back to Mullins. Let's flick it forward. Good stuff. Stutter tries to get there. Okoli to Beckford. Beckford with a very wayward pass, looking for Sereno on the overlap. And now we're in trouble. Luckily, Beckford has got back to cover at left back, but White is through, and we have honestly gifted that goal to them. We have gifted them that goal. Just... it all kind of started with Beckford's wayward pass, and maybe it's just because him and Sereno don't know each other well yet. Maybe there's more to it. I mean, Beckford should be more than good enough to be playing that playmaker role. There's no good reason he shouldn't be able to do it. He wants me to replace Sereno with Musani, but he wouldn't be in our top 3 subs right now. As Parker goes out wide to Ola Sunday, and we've got to do a better job of this defending. In fact, I sort of feel like maybe we should be pressing a touch more. Let's drop that defensive line back a little bit. See if we can do a bit more winning, a bit more... oh, I told my voice was going to go. A bit more winning the ball back. I do need Beckford, Brannigan and Stutter to step up. That's a real concern. I need the 3 of them to step up. Sereno's got a corner. Let's score this. Anyway will do. Let's not... guys, can we run backwards, please? Run back towards your goal. Thank you. Good. Good attempt. Nice try. Okay. It's going to be a front 3 change and Sereno because he's tiring. Maybe doesn't have the stamina to play as an advanced wing-back on the left. I mean, it's not impossible. It is a lot being asked of him. Beckford can come out of here for De Gale. We'll give Liam a run out in place of Brannigan. We'll replace Stutter with Sodja. I do feel like Waldron will have to come off sooner rather... in fact, I'll take Waldron off now. Just to freshen that up, and hopefully we can start to kick back into this game. That would be the hope. Kick back into the game. Because, frankly, if we can't stay competitive with Spennymoor, you'd have to say our hopes of a playoff place are probably fading. You'd probably argue fading quite quickly. And that doesn't feel like something we want to be doing. We've got another corner. De Gale's going to take it. Please find a head. Frankie Vid is there and he's massive. Just kick it in his face. Or over him. Sodja to Ogungbo. Back to Sodja. He's almost scored straight away. If Odomayo had been a bit more awake then, he'd headed it away. Vid all the way back to Marriott. I'm not quite sure why he thought that was the move, but there we go. Probably a little bit nervous of trying anything creative. As Marriott will take a goal kick. We've got 3 minutes added on. A goal isn't impossible here. Improbable, but not impossible. As Cahill goes up wide to Odomayo, who can cross a ball, does cross a ball. Sodje can't quite get there. It's gone out for a throw-in. Are we going to be able to get ourselves something here? Probably not. This feels like it's fizzling out now. And it's disappointing because we really should have won that game. And it is a kind of trust the process situation, I think, with this. Like, this system was good enough to beat Telford. And Telford are now sitting in 8th. It is possible that Spennymoor are just sort of building momentum and levelling up a bit. But we have been wasteful in that game. And it does lead me to think, have I quite got this tactic right? Is it beneficial to have that more attacking midfield there? I mean, we know that Beckford should be a capable playmaker with 14 for vision. Maybe his passing's not quite there. Is there a better playmaker in that midfield? Possibly. There's a lot of vision in there and not a lot of passing ability. Ironically, Okoli has the passing ability but no vision. De Gale's possibly the best balance of the two. It is question marks. It is question marks. I mean, to be fair, with Gamis there, we could have him as a playmaker, but then I'd worry about the defending. But then is that a better idea? Or do we just not have a playmaker? Do we just kind of kick and rush and hope for the best? Does feel like having a playmaker puts a little bit too much pressure. Evening, Liam. How are you, bud? You good? It does feel like having a playmaker is putting a lot of pressure on a player who probably isn't good enough. Does feel a bit like we're putting a lot of pressure on a player who isn't good enough if I put a playmaker in there. And maybe that's all it takes. We've got a new striker in. We've got hopefully at least one defender about to join us. If we get Lewis, this could all change as well, because Lewis might be a very capable playmaker. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Southend are probably going to steal him from us. He's not much of a playmaker, but like as an all-rounder, he'd be a really good addition to the squad. He'd give me a lot of options. Today is slightly improved. Slightly improved. We've played 2 games so far, won 1, lost 1, but we have switched tactic. So I am slowly tweaking and bedding in this tactic. And I do think it worked really well in the first game. I made a couple of tweaks to try and get Cahill and Beckford performing, and it didn't really work. So I've made another couple of tweaks to get them. Everyone else seems to be happy with it. I just need to get those two working. He thinks he should be in the first team. I think you are pretty much an emergency backup who is on the transfer list, and you should probably stop bringing yourself to my attention. So we'll see. We'll see. The next match against Murder will be a really big test. I am hoping we'll have 2 more defensive players in by then. And then we can have a bit more of a reliable defence. But it's a big question mark, because one of the defence we're bringing is currently on trial at Murder, and one of them is wanted by Southend. And I think we'd struggle to pry someone away from Southend, but we might be able to persuade someone they don't want to go to Murder. And that lad has gone to Southend, which isn't the biggest drama in the world, because we are in theory okay at left back now, or left wing back now, as someone now bids for Musani, which is delightful. Can I come back before Musani goes, please? Thank you. Good. Every club in Zimbabwe wants Musani. Let's try and persuade him he wants a contract. Good, right. Hopefully he'll stay. Hopefully that'll persuade him to stay. Because if we got Lewis, I wouldn't have cared if he'd gone. But the fact we didn't get Lewis makes me care if we've gone. Yeah, the centre-half we're looking at is Michael Parker here. We can't see all of his details, but I remember him being really good. So hopefully he can help us out. There are other options lying around. If we go by reputation, if Toto Nishala has any pace left, he doesn't. I was going to say he'd be okay. Do like the idea of a 6'4" centre-half though. That would help us a lot. Let's take Alfie Pond on a trial. Let's just see if he's any good. I don't know where he's come from. Wolves, there we go. That was easy answered. But we'll have a look at him. Maybe the key is just grabbing the biggest people we can find. Maybe that's the answer. Just grab the biggest boys we can find at the back, and that might solve our defence. I mean, he's not at all mobile, but you know, in for a penny. And Golding 6'4" will do us nicely. You got a regen 5-foot goalkeeper. I think that's one of the things the patch was supposed to sort out. The distribution of attributes and stuff. I still like the idea of signing Gorshem Dona, but he is only a C-rated player, and realistically, a C-rated player probably isn't improving our defence. Can I trial him? Is that a thing it will let me do? Let's just bring him on trial, have a proper look at him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is a bug, because it shouldn't be generating 5-foot male goalkeepers. And I think that's one of the issues with when players don't have a set height in the database as well, because well, I looked at that goalkeeper we had in Greece, Sebastian Jensen, who plays at Brighton. In real life, he's 6'4", not 5'4". So it feels like they've just it feels like someone A has got really lazy with the research, or B that something's not ticking properly under the hood. Because yeah, that goalkeeper we signed on loan from Brighton is a full foot taller than the game thinks he is. And to be honest, if he'd been a full foot taller in game than the game thinks he is, we probably would have stayed up quite comfortably. I don't know if he's fixed in the up. I know the up, like, because this game's already underway. It won't change his height. Would be my guess. Yeah, he's still 5'4", and he's absolutely not 5'4" in real life. He's 183 centimeters, which I think, if I've got my math right, is about 6'3", 6'4". So, yeah, that's probably made a difference. That's probably not helped us keep our job in Greece. Until we spotted that at the back end of our time in Greece, I wasn't even checking goalkeeper heights. Because you naturally assume that a Danish goalkeeper is going to be absolutely massive. Hello. Hello. Alfie. Alfie, you are teasing me. We might have a punt on him. We might have a little punt on him because he looks cheeky. Probably going to have to be a bit more sensible with your wage demands. But I'll chuck a boatload of cash at you if you prove to be good. That much I promise you. If you are as good as you could be, I will throw cash at you. I'm not even kidding. Actual cash will be thrown in your general direction. Because a 6'4" goalkeeper who looks very, very good, sorry, defender even, is gold dust. We will put your wage up as high as it will go if you play 5 games for us, and I will give you half of whatever I sell you for. I thought that was a good deal. I thought that was a good deal. You're currently not earning any money. I think you'd be balmy not to take that deal. Really annoys me that the friggin' clicky things disappear now. Really annoys me. Really winds me up. Absolutely boils my piss. Like, why was that a thing they felt like they needed to break? I know they're rushing out updates. I didn't even see if it was any good. He's quick. And he's still 6'4". Why not? It's like no one is checking any updates they bring out. Like it just honestly, it feels like they're just going, oh yeah, that should fix it. The code looks good, and then no one's actually bothering to run a game and just see if everything works. And it would have taken them 5 minutes to find out if that worked. I'm not going to agree with that, purely because I have had a look at learning Unity. I had a look at learning Unity at the start of the summer. I don't know if I mentioned this before on the channel at any point. I did have a look at, because everyone was, oh, it's really easy to learn Unity. So, do you know what, I'll have a look at Unity and I'll see if I can build an FM competitor. Even just a rough one for the channel for shits and giggles. I did not have the skill set. I think someone with the skill set who knows Unity inside out could probably do a reasonable job of it quite quickly, but It's not going to be me. It's quite difficult. It's quite difficult. Okay. Remy, it's time you accepted that you are not going to get on that bench. And with Kian, neither one of you is ever going to get on that bench. The trouble I do have now is I have 3 strikers and 1 striker playing. And I don't know which one I should be using. But hold that thought, because I've also drunk about 15 cups of tea today and I'm definitely suffering for it. Modest seems to be doing bits at a time rather than whole skins at the moment. That's fair enough. Also, at some point this week, I've got because allegedly now youth training is working. I need to have a look into that and then see if that can become another part of the youth development guide that I couldn't do last time because I couldn't develop youth players. I don't know if I can take charge of youth teams yet, but we'll see. So making stadiums, they're making the county ground. Can't wait for that. Crazy. Realistically, if you were going to start making stadium packs, though, you'd start with Oxford, wouldn't you? Because it's easiest, because they haven't finished it yet. Right, Merthyr Town away. This would be a great time for this new tactic to start working. They are 9th. We are still only 6 points off the playoffs. Doing top 5 leagues, then top 4 English leagues. Nice, nice. I saw a clip of their PSG stadium. It looked incredible. One question I would have with the mod is if I get a new stadium built when I'm on the way up the leagues, does the model stay the same? That would be a question I'd have. Or like if I get an expansion, does the model stay the same? Oh, Ronnie Stutter scores. Outstanding. We are back. We are back. Still no idea if that centre-half has made up his mind on a contract. I assume he did and he went somewhere else, but Either way, we've got a goal. We have done a goal. And now we can maybe do another goal. And another goal. More goals, please. In theory, Waldron and Sereno should be absolute weapons in this tactic, because they essentially have license to run to the byline and make as many crosses as they like. They should be genuine weapons in this tactic. Let's have a look. See if Sereno can make himself dangerous. Good cross, but I say good cross. It was nowhere near stutter. I actually don't know if Sereno is any good at crossing at all. I didn't look when I signed him because I was looking for a defensive left winger or left wing back. Waldron, though, he's looking dangerous. Oh, Jack Waldron, 2 assists in 1 game. For Ronnie Stutter, 2 goals in 1 game. Sereno can't cross. That's a problem. That's a problem. But it's okay if Jack Waldron keeps creating. We won't care by the end of the season. But he does need to keep doing that. That's nice. What's Waldron's? Waldron's got 12 for crossing. He's barely a defender. If I was playing with wingers, I would train him as a winger. Because he's got much more winger stats than he does fullback stats. Whereas ironically, Sereno has much more fullback stats than he does winger stats. Which is probably a sign I need to invest some money there. Which seems harsh because I brought him in about a month ago. Maybe he'll just develop, but you never know. But for now, we're 2-0 up. Let's do a quick praise shout to the boys, shall we? Praise the boys. 2-0 up. Smashing murder. If we can get those couple of extra defenders in and really finish tightening the defence up, we might actually be in business here. Is Musani a better crosser? Marginally. The more I look at him, the more I'm wondering why I've just offered him a new contract. Because he's not actually very good at being anything. He's basically a runner. Is a Gungo a cross? He's not. We're going to have to make do with Sereno and then see if we can find a left wing back that can cross from somewhere. And then potentially we've then got a situation where we are an attacking force again. While still having a defence that can do defence. Although, to be fair, this might be a perfect balance because Waldron can do the attacking, Sereno can do the defending. Maybe they'll cover each other off quite nicely. Cahill could create havoc here. Into the box. It's fallen to none of our players. And Waldron's back for it, ready for another creative run. Sereno, Waldron's just got an overlap on the near side. He's got sod it. I won't be a right back anymore. I'll create from both sides. Why not? Sereno's not going to step up and do creativity. I'll have a pop. I'll have a pop down either side. We are looking good though. We're looking good. Brannigan's not having his best game. This could be a chance for another cheeky bit of experimentation with the tactic. Just a thought. Hang on, let's just see what happens with Captain Zapp here. He may have saved his bacon. He may have saved his place on the pitch because it's 3-0 now. It's 3-0 now. He may have saved his place on the pitch with that assist. I was just thinking we could put Ty Soje in the 10. As a support striker. And see if he gets goals. But then Cole Brannigan showed up. Right. You want me to press him? Sure, why not? Why not? Nothing to lose at this point. Why not? Head that clear. Beautiful stuff. Mackenzie on a run at us. Marriott's apparently a goalkeeper today. He wasn't a goalkeeper yesterday, but today, apparently he is goalkeeper. I am going to have to make some fitness changes shortly, though, I think. In fact, let's do it now. Let's just check everyone's fitness. I feel like Sereno's coming off for Masani just because he is a little bit rubbish today. Gomez can come off for Coley. We'll try what. In fact, who is a better crosser out of Odumayo and Ouattara? There's a 7 there. That's right. Yeah, Ouattara an 8. I'm going for Waldron just because I want to prevent him getting sent off. Mullins feels like a fitness change that I have to make for. I think we'll put a shooter in there. And then we'll drop Brannigan back for Cahill. And Cahill can go on for Sudjay because I just want to see if Sudjay playing as a second striker can cause a little bit of havoc. Because that could be a solution to a problem as well. It's a good time to see if he can be a valuable attacking contributor in the 10. Beckford's picked up a knock, that's far from ideal. Got over the crossbar, yeah, because if Sodjay can do something magical from there, maybe we're panicking a bit less about our abundance of strikers. It would be nice to see it. I'm still not giving up on Tim Apshon. It has to be said, I'm not giving up on him. I don't want to think he's being given up on. I just want to get Sodjay fit so that he is an option in that attacking rotation. Because he scored so many goals in the National League North last year that it seems ridiculous not to at least give him a fighting chance to get into the team. And to have that 3 kind of attacking players that can help us out. Because there might come a time we're chasing a cup game and I want to have all 3 of them playing at once. Maximise our goals. We have won 3-0 though, which is very good. It's a good moment. We'll see how that shakes out with the league table in just a second. And have a look to see if we can find a left wing back that can cross. Stutter set for Goldie bonus. It's a shame, isn't it? Table. We're up to 12th, just behind Merthyr. We're now 4 points off of the playoffs. Altrincham up next, who I thought were up there, but they might be smashable. They might be smashable. We'll have a look. I mean, like I was just saying, goal scoring hasn't really been our problem this season. We've only had now 3 games where we haven't scored a goal all year. It's just been keeping goals out that's been the issue. So hopefully going into this 5 at the back system, we'll fix that once we've got the right bodies in the right place. If we can find that left wing back that helps, as Michael Parker comes in to really boost things. If we can find that left wing back that can cross, there is potential to build from this. Zach Brackshaw's going to be able to cross, isn't he? Probably not. Ali Koikoi can cross though. He is much more of a left winger than he is a left back from memory. Oseyano Yabor Sarare. He can't cross, which is probably just as well, because I'd never get his name right. Deep Sheriff. I feel like I want to sign him just because he's called Deep Sheriff. Let's try him out. Just in case Deep Sheriff is in fact a Deep Sheriff. I don't know why I'm like one by one. I know I'm looking for a player that can cross a ball. So why would I not look for a player that can cross a ball using the filters? Dylan Duffy can't play left back. It's an issue. Pharrell Willis also can't play left back. He can. Let's try him out. Ilonga. If he's as quick as he could be and he can cross, that's the weapon we need from that side. We'll look at Luke Edwards as well. In fact, let's look at some players on the right-hand side, just to be on the safe side, just so we've got that extra body as well. Vontae Daly-Campbell. Oh, what a weapon he was on FM24. What a weapon. He'll be my go-to now, but what a weapon. We should give Aaron David a look, just to be on the safe side. James Gibbons, maybe. He'd have to be very near the top end of all of that to truly be worth it. But we'll give him a look. We'll give him a look. Michael Parker, though, should be a very, very good player. Three-star, 4.5. What's his pace? Oh, he's come out at a fairly average pace. But good determination. 16 jumping reach. 6'6". 10 for heading. Get this boy on the end of a corner. Yes, please. Yes, and thank you. Let's see if any of these guys we've just trialled are any good, though. Deep Sheriff. No. You've just got a cool name. Nope. Maybe? Possibly? Nope. Ali Koike has ability. Former Swindon player. Don't remember him pulling up any trees for us, but I remember him being really quick. It's the only thing I remember about Ali Koike was he was quite quick. Which doesn't necessarily mean a lot, but if he can cross and he can be quick, he'll get assists. Flamengo do the double. Strong. Shooter drops playing time concern. Good. Scarborough's new assistant manager Ollie Clark has called time on his playing career. No! Ollie, don't do it. You've got like another 10 years left in you. What are you doing? That's sadness. That's sadness. That's heartbreak. Can we see his playing career? It's just wiped his stats from the game now. I want to see his playing stats. Oh, sad times. Sad times. But Ollie Clark as an assistant manager is probably not a bad shout. He does have good assistant manager vibes. Like in real life. Indeed, come on, Ollie Clark. He's got himself a good job at Scarborough. If we need an assistant manager, I might go in for him. Remy, you're shit. Look, go and talk to this dickhead and tell him to grow up. Like, he's not playing because he's not any good. Like, he was just poor for us every time we tried to use him. Jack Walter and Ronnie Stutter were in the team of the week. Good stuff. Good work, boys. It's not helping my trying to keep Ronnie Stutter at the club situation. But it is nice to know. We are now into December. Where's Holloway at? He may have retired. Again. Because he usually gets sacked fairly quickly. Yeah, it looks like he's retired, and I guess the database didn't save him. Guessing the database didn't save him. History, landmarks, managers. Yeah, sacked. Sacked. And replaced by the fella who is there now, ultimately, who is this guy, Damon Lathrop, who is an assistant manager, is Plymouth's assistant manager in real life. As a manager, looks decent, but I will say, I can see his career stats, but I couldn't see Ollie Clark's. This guy played for Torquay forever, and I have no idea who he is. How are the town doing at this stage in the season? Middling form. To be fair, that's mid-table form until it collapsed in November. Like, it's not an awful start to the season. It's all green and yellow, more or less. And then it's just collapsed. Is he on the potentially fired list? Worth an ask, is he on the potentially fired list? There's a lot of very good jobs going right now. For what of the fact I know we can't get any of them. Like, I'd love a trip to Wanderers. Wanderers in Uruguay are a huge club. That league is awful, but they're a huge club. And we're not going to get a Hibs job because we weren't getting offered jobs in the Scottish 4th Division. I only came in here to see if Aberystwyth Town. They seem a bit out of place. They seem a bit out of place in the Cymraeg, regionals. Well, we're not listed there. Insecure. Who's insecure? I mean, I'm always insecure, but who else is insecure? A bunch of Northern Irish clubs. I'd love the Dunfermline job, but we won't get it. Real Kashmir. Not seeing Swindon listed as insecure yet. Norwich are listed as insecure. Some surprising jobs insecure there. Borough, Luton, Dundee. Prestatyn Town. Truro City would be great if they were about to get relegated. Yeovil are potentially an option. We can't be lower rated in terms of club rating than some of those clubs though, so I'm guessing that fella's safe. Or Bristol City, precarious. Go to Bristol City, get them relegated. That could be fun. Hibs must be having an absolute shocker. Malky Mackay's in charge of Hibs. Jesus Christ. How badly are things going at Wanderers? No, they've just sacked their gaffer after getting promoted. Surely not. What's happened there? Oh, he retired. He got promoted then retired. Fair play. Alright. Fair play. He did his job, dropped the mic and carried on his life. I was like, what? Why am I just getting fired for promotions now? Also means there's no chance we're getting the Wanderers job because they're a big club in Uruguay. In the top flight, they were going to top manager. And I don't think they're going to see us as top managers somehow, based on the season we've had and the career we've had so far. But we do now have a quality team. So I say we have a quality team. I'm utterly coping. I'll be honest, I'm completely coping. Shooter, he was fine 30 seconds ago. Christ's sake. Okay, if you're going to keep doing stupid press interviews where you keep demanding shit, you will just be sold. Like, that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. I don't need that. A complete lack of experience in guiding teams away from relegation. How very dare you? Also, you're currently sat in second. Why are you worried? You are solidly 26 points clear of any chance of... To get relegated from that league would be a miracle. Right. Parker's in the team. Good. Let's shove Odemayo back on the bench. De Gale, Musani, Osborne can get off of there. And I think we will put Tim back on the bench. Because I do want to keep up the Sodje in attacking midfield experiment. Because I'm guessing I can't see where he was playing last season. I guess not. Let's see. Let's see what we do. Michael Parker with a big chance to impress here. The 6'4" 5'6" centre half with 16 jumping reach. Should be lethal from corners. Should just be a goal machine from corners. So let's see. Let's see what he can do. Should be a quietish game, decided by set pieces, because they're also 5 at the back, but they're not quite as adventurous as we are. Can we get this form back? Firmly back. Like I said, Sereno is my big question mark right now. Because having a giant in the back of in the middle of your defence is they've signed Bolton's goalkeeper. It's always an experience. Look at the size of that fella next to the striker. That's he's just scored. So that's Adam Abbas, used to play for Burnley. Now, admittedly, that goal is arguably Parker's fault. Because despite having 16 jumping reach, he didn't jump for that ball at all. But he's also probably nowhere near match fit, so I'm not going to hold it entirely against him just yet. He's probably nowhere near match fitness. It's not that it's a Premier League retirement. Adam Abbas is only about 22 in real life. He just wasn't good enough to be at Burnley. Like, season 3? Oh, he's not even 20 in here. So, yeah. He's a young lad. Like, he just isn't good enough to be at Burnley. I mean, in theory, he's probably not good enough to get into our team either, but he has scored against us, so... No, he was in their squad in the Prem, but he didn't play. I think he came off the bench in a couple of League Cup games, but like he was never a big deal for Burnley. He was just another youth player. Alright, let's get back into the game. Let's try that. The other option I have as well is that I can, if I need to, go back to 2 up top. Fuck's sake. I might have to go back to 2 up top. I don't... This is where not having any heat maps or stats or anything of use is a problem. Because I've only really got match ratings to help me work out why we're getting killed. It is because our attackers aren't doing anything. And Sereno, who's on the ball now. Go on, here's your chance to prove me wrong and do something. Not passing it back to a Gungbo twice would have been a great chance to show me you could do something. Alright, half time. Half time. Proud of everyone's efforts so far. Keep going. We can win this. No. What was that? Get your act together. Start playing football. It's Sereno, Brannigan, Cahill, Stutter. I'm not happy. Go be better. Ronnie looks stressed. Frankly, he's one of those players I feel like just needs to score goals, and he's done everything I'm asking of him. Like, yes, I'm asking him to do a lot of running, but his main job is scoring goals. Parker's done a good job there. As long as can we get this ball forward with Waldron? That was deadly last time. Like that. Like that. Come on. Ball across the box. Brannigan is there. He's offside. I think we are going to try and pass down the right. try and take advantage of the fact that Waldron seems to be a bit deadly as this advanced wingback. Might be the way forward. Cahill's brought down in the box, but nothing for it. Now Mullins got to run back. Balagisi is into the box. Face him up. Someone face up to him. 2 defenders. No one went to him. Right, let's... Again, drop the defensive line up the press. Don't know what happened there. No idea what happened there. Don't know how Parker did win that ball in the air either. It is becoming a midfield is the problem situation now. That's becoming a problem. I feel like if we don't, well, even if we do get promoted this summer, I may fully rebuild this entire squad. Just get the kind of players I want in every position. Because I do feel like our last transfer window, whilst it was built for a system that worked on the old version of the match engine, it was very specific horses for courses kind of building. And the second I've had to change things up, I've not really got the option with the players I have. So I'd like some better rounded players. I'd like Ronnie Stutter to use the entire net to shoot into, not just the middle. And I would like for our midfield to maybe just show up. Right, let's put Big Tim there. Ty there. We are going to do like a full out midfield replace job, I think. Because our defence is solid. I know we're a goal down, but our defence is solid. It's just something else isn't working. Like our midfield isn't working now. And it could be that I need to go a bit more conventional with it, but I don't know. Sodja with a great ball out wide from Usani into the ball. Tim, for Christ's sake, buddy, you just had to finish that. That was Billy Bowden levels of shooting at open goals, mate. That was not the one. Ah, Stream Boo, never change. Utter garbage humans. Right, let's have a look. Right, put you in the channels. Put you as a wide midfielder. Let's up the pressing with these two. Let's try that. I just want to win the ball back and get back on them. And ideally, build something from this. Marriott to Parker to Mullins. Mullins over the top, looking for the run of Waldron, who looks lively. Great cross. Tim can't get there. To Gale. Bit waywards. Little bit waywards. We did discourage shooting from distance, but let's see if we can get a late equaliser maybe. Nope. No, we can't. No, we can't. Still some work to do. Like, it's showing signs of improvement. We've now got a weird situation where our defence is improving. but our attack is getting worse. I can't make sense of why. Yeah, that's the trouble. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Are we just the kind of team that needs two up top? Is that the problem? Well, let's say, for argument's sake, we were to sacrifice an attacking midfielder probably still drop back into a diamond defensively because that's working. And then for argument's sake we put Ty in there. What does he do best? He does channel forward best. Then they would break wide actually. Because then if we have Tim in there, See, Cahill wants to be a playmaker, but he can't really do it. But I feel like that might work. And that really is the last problem we've got, is how do we get more goals happening? Now we're defensively fine. I don't think Sereno is the guy there. I think we might try and train him on his crossing though. He's not training well either. Could you be better? Yeah, let's do it. Let's give you a 7. Good. Strong. Individual training focus. I would like you to focus on your crossing. Let's have you playing as an advanced wingback, or training as an advanced wingback, and pressing forward. And then that hopefully will help. In the meantime, do we have a... Are you good at crossing, Quinn? Not really. You're not really good at much, are you? Bar moaning. O'Sullivan can't cross. Musani, I don't think, can cross very well. What's in our 18s? Thompson, can you cross? No. And the other option is to try and find a left winger in here that can cross but can't defend, and teach them how to do that. But I'd have to teach them both roles. And I don't know if I've got that kind of time or patience. So it may be a case of just finding someone in our team that can do it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Right, I will return again. Goddamn old age. Okay, I just had an idea. I just had an idea, and it might be crazy. But what if Cole Brannigan can do it? What if Cole Brannigan can do it? I know he doesn't have that role there, but he's a decent crosser and he's quite quick. I'm going to start teaching him left wing back. And then out of possession, I'm going to start teaching him pressing fullback. And I just want to see if this is potentially something he's good at. To the point where I may take a little cheeky gamble and shove him in there for this game. And then we can have Ouattara on the bench. I'm trying to talk myself out of this, but it does feel like it's a good idea. And I don't know why it feels so much like it's a good idea. There's nothing to lose. Let's give it a go. I mean, there is literally something to lose. There is a match we could potentially lose. But, yeah, it's just... I was just thinking, like, he's a winger I've been kind of shoehorning in it as a 10 a little bit. But he's not the worst tackler in the world. Like... Oh, I can't see him from there. Good. He's not the worst tackler in the world. He's fairly quick and he can cross. If he can, and he's got like 6 positions he can play in already, so he can definitely adapt to a new one. Is there an argument that Cole Brannigan from left wing back is a weapon? I've also just realised I've got to change that tactic again because it now saves everything you do. Let's just turn that press up. Turn that press up. That's a good idea. Welcome back, Simon. Welcome back. Right, we're gonna pray. Pray is the mission here. Oh, it was a tactical juice. I couldn't work out what it just showed up as a white screen, white block. I was like, this could be brilliant though. I mean, just as a compare, like if we look at his vaguely polygony shape, and then we look at Waldron, aside from aerial ability, they're not a million miles apart. Oh yeah, it's entirely normal at this level to shoehorn a player in out of position, but I've got about 65 players in my squad. It shouldn't be as big an issue as it is. I should have someone that can do this, who naturally plays there. But I've just got a feeling Brannigan's the guy. But it is his defending that will be suspect. Now Stutter can find Sodje here. Or Beckford, that'll do. That'll do. Are we back with goals now? Are goals now going to be a thing we do? It's all right, Liam. Your plan for the plan for your return to the team is sort of in my head. I just have to dig us out of this hole first, because sticking a 16-year-old in when you're in trouble is never a good idea in FM. It's never a good idea in FM when you are on a bad form, because that player just never develops. But we'll see if this does pay off. They look nervous of using him. But it's areas like this where Brannigan will really pay off, because in possession, as that advanced wingback, he will push into the box. He will essentially become a winger. And that's what I'm banking on. Is if I can just get him up there into a position where he can be an extra kind of creative lever for us, something could happen. Not if he gives the ball away like that. Oh, they've got. I forgot they had Shevchenko. Right, let's. But this is where there'll be questions. Will he kind of be able to get back and do the defending? Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, the fullbacks that can dribble thing. I'm just looking for a fullback that can, a left back essentially, that can do the same thing that Waldron's been doing the last couple of games on the other side, and just really fire the ball into the box and be a bit of an agent of chaos. Stutter's done very well to bring that down and turn his man and get inside the box, but again, he's done the thing where he just shoots, which I thought they got rid of in the match engine. It's not working. I think a 6.6 from Brannigan is perfectly respectable for a guy who is out of position. Like, I'd have question marks if he was on a 6.3 or something, but like a 6.6. Oh, Lewis Beckford again shows me he can do it. Taj Soje with the assist, and now we may have created an entirely different problem. Whilst trying to, I feel like I'm on the SI development team. We were worried we couldn't score goals. Now we were able to keep them out, and now I've got a midfield that is scoring goals. I just need attackers to start scoring goals, and then this season's over. Basically, had a lot of shots so far, so no one needs telling off. When was the last time I didn't have to tell someone off at half time? Actually couldn't tell you. Actually couldn't tell you the last time I didn't need to tell someone off at half time. Brannigan's starting to drop a little bit now, but that could be tiredness. Like, he's certainly not embarrassed himself. We'll give him a little bit of a break from it, and we'll put on like the natural left-sided player in Sereno. Stutter can get replaced by Apshon just because I want to see how he does next to Soje. There is a question about whether I make him a deep-lying forward here. Cahill can come off for De Gale, which is largely a like-for-like swap. Maybe we'll put him into the channels as well. We'll take Waldron off for Ouattara just for the fitness. And Gomez off for Akoli again for the fitness. And let's see if we can get goal number 3 happening. Or just not loot, not concede would be fine. But if we can get goal number 3 happening, that could be fun. You blew a game a couple of days ago, get your 11 hour. Is that the one where all of your players come through your youth team? I know I could look, but I may as well ask the question. It's the point of streaming. I assume it's the one where all your players came out of your youth team. Yeah. If that was in 24, I probably didn't get that until I did the San Marino save, to be honest. I probably didn't get that till the San Marino save, would be my guess. I'm so bad at developing youth players when I'm actually playing through. Like, I know how to do it. I can teach anyone how to do it. I never really do youth only builds. Although I might get one at Marine. You never know. I might get one at Marine with that youth team intake we had. That's a great cross. It's a shame no one got there. Can we get into the box? No. No. Just get rid. Just get rid. Do anything fancy at this point. Just keep it up their end of the pitch. Like that. That's all it required. Hey, Kit. I'm feeling better after I spent time today hopefully fixing this tactic. I've also now got 2 rebuild saves wrapped up, ready to record, that I'll do tomorrow. I'm waiting for my voice to come back. I've watched Lando Norris win a world championship. It's a better day. I'm definitely much calmer than I was yesterday. And I just need to see this result out, and we'll be hopefully pushing up the table a touch. Like, this system has gone through some iterations on this stream, but this one seems reasonably comfortable as we go 3-1 up. We've brought in a couple of new players just to help us out a bit. And, well, Tim's got a goal for the first time in God knows how long. I feel like he hasn't scored in long enough. I'm going to get an inbox message saying he's broken a goal drought. It feels like it's been that long since he last scored a goal. I'm going to get an inbox message about a goal drought. To where I find out it's been like 3 games since he last scored. But I think it's been 5 or 6. I think it's been 5 or 6 since he last scored a goal. I could just look. So that was his first goal in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 4 games without a goal. Okay. It wasn't as bad as I was imagining it was. I've not been playing him. I've literally dropped him for 3 games because in my head he was just on really poor form and not scoring. To be fair, his last few performances have been a 6-6, a 6-4, a 6-5 and a 6-4. But his form before that wasn't actually that bad, to be honest. It's weird the stuff you get in your head when you're overtired. But that's okay, because it spurred me on to get ourselves an extra striker too, which will help towards the back end of the season. I'll be really happy if Michael Parker starts scoring from corners, because he should do it. 6'6" with 16 jumping reach and 10 heading. Like, he doesn't necessarily have to be any good at defending. He should be a goal threat from a set piece. That's what my current train of thought is. And we've now got an FA Trophy game against Hales Owen Town, where actually I might give those guys the week off, because or 3 days off, because if I don't give them some days off, they won't be all fit to play. And I'd like them to all be fit to play, just because that would help us out immensely. How is it 11 o'clock already? Wild. While that's doing that, I'm going to tell the old whatsy doodle to run an ad break for anyone watching who may be ad break eligible, just because that's always a good idea. Hello, you feel that as a higher rate of new gens you can import to France from Quebec, but I have to be mindful of their ages and potentials. There you go, that's a thing you've learned. It makes sense, I suppose. Does make sense. I don't know how good the Quebecois female football scene is, but I'd assume reasonably good, because Canada as a nation are quite good. That would be a base assumption I would have, but obviously I am no footballing genius. Also, weird question, completely unrelated to anything we're currently doing. Has anyone seen Ankh recently? Just a quick question for chat. Oh, that's fair. It's just Montreal's facilities that are good. Just throwing that out there as a question for chat. Has anyone seen any sign of Ankh recently? Oh, of course, the Hales Owen game gets postponed. I suppose the best way to answer my own question would be to check Discord, but if you guys thought I was smart enough for that one, maybe. Maybe. Meh. Anyway, just realised I got a bunch of messages on Discord as well. The FA Trophy 4th round draw has been made, and we've got a youth intake preview, and it's just kind of kept going until. That's a fancy new feature. Just kept going until the game gets played anyway. Keep an eye on that. Are we going to be able to play today? We are, right. So, we're playing for a game against Yeovil. Oh, that'll excite Simon. If we beat Hales Owen, we play Yeovil. That's not a surprise. That's not a huge surprise to me. Okay, it wasn't the most exciting youth intake ever, but we've got to beat Hales Owen now to have a chance to take on Yeovil in the next round. And frankly, as a Glovers fan, you'd fancy playing us in the form we're in at the moment. So, Uh, I don't think I'm going to change anything about that team. I know that'll disappoint Liam, but I think squad wise, that's got all the tools I need to get a result today. How is Brannigan coming on with? He's not learned anything yet. He's just not been to school. Come on, buds. Oh, I've got two players outside the match squad. Sereno and a Coley. That's probably fine. We're probably still covered everywhere we need to be. That's fair enough. That's fair. Although to be fair, fake Hemel are also quite bad. So, but another chance for Cole to prove himself. It's snowing. It's snowing in Hales Owen. We do need to concentrate on the league, but it'd be nice to get the cash in. We attempted to buy a Canadian bilingual keyboard made for Quebecois French for reasons given FM and CK3. They make Quebecois French, like specifically Quebecois French keyboards? Hemel's nickname, I don't know, actually. The Tudors, maybe? They might be called the Tudors? It would make sense, because they've got Henry VIII on their badge. There we go. Bit of Google, sort this out. Oh, Ty Sodje's just scored as well. That's wildly interesting. I just assumed that a Quebecois keyboard would be a French keyboard. It could be the divorcees. But then it could also be the murderers, beheaders, whatever else happened to King Henry VIII's wives. But a long time since I was at school, I don't remember what happened to all of them. I know some got beheaded, some got divorced, some got murdered, some died of natural causes. I assume because it was the past, someone died of syphilis. We're actually doing quite well. Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense there are enough English speakers in... But to be fair, there's also enough Arabic speakers around Montreal. They should probably need a trilingual keyboard. Over the top for Beckford. He's through. Lewis Beckford. We're on fire. We're on fire. We may have found goals. And a working defence. Like, I know last game was only a 2-1 win, but honestly, I would quite happily churn out 2-1 wins for the rest of the season. That would be enough to get us back into playoff contention above all else. It's not pretty, it's not glamorous, and it's not safe, but it's far better than what we were doing. As Michael Parker does exactly what I brought him in for, aside from defending, and scores from a corner. Our 6'6" beast of a centre-half, up in the air, bang, done. Exactly what I signed him to do, to be the guy we fire corners at. And let's not get ahead of ourselves, but we could be back. I don't know how that's no assist at all. I never know. Sometimes you see players assisting themselves too. It doesn't make any sense. And sometimes you see goals given as own goals when not a single player, other than the guy who took the shot, is involved at all. I also just realised they've got Rossell on Jello playing right back for Hales Owen. It's a blast from the past. I would have liked it if we'd not let that through, but it's fine. It's fine. It looks like the Yeovil game is on. So we'll take that. The Yeovil game is a-coming. Can Ronnie the Stutterer do his big thing? I was getting really frustrated that we conceded them, but then I remembered we're still 2 goals up. And I did just say that I'm less bothered by us conceding goals as long as we're winning. I hope so, Liam. I hope we're back. Like, I'm less concerned about us conceding the odd goal than like some of the murderings we were taking before. Government Ultra, as a result, demanded the development of a bilingual keyboard as to reduce administrative struggles when dealing with a country where a quarter of the population speaks French and uses Chloe instead of Chloe. So this is we're going deep into linguistics stuff here. Hang on. So, I had to have a conversation with several people. My daughter's name is Chloe, and her name is spelt with an umlaut over the O. Very deliberately is spelt with an umlaut over the O. So for those who aren't nerdy, for those who aren't nerds like me, linguistical nerds, that's how my daughter's name is spelled. And it's spelled that way deliberately, so it's pronounced correctly. But not one single human being outside of me and her ever use it. And it is there for a reason. Because I know her grandfather will habitually call her Chloe. I knew that from the second she was born. I wanted to make sure it was very clear that that is her name. It didn't stop it. Just like our keeper. It didn't stop it. But yeah. It's one of those odd ones where no one ever actually knows where it is. Yeah. Like, it makes a difference. But also, one of the funniest things I've ever witnessed in my life was when we went to register her birth. I was not letting them print off her birth certificate until they'd done that properly. And you've never seen someone so confused as a Lancashire bureaucrat trying to work out how to put accents on things on a keyboard. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Now I just have to remember that because, you know, I'll forget. because, you know, accents matter. But yeah, anyway, that was some weird linguistics talk. Good times. We're back on form with the side quests. Hales Owen are going to come back into this game and score a third goal, aren't they? You know when you can just feel it? Michigan won't even allow you to do it. That's wild. Oddly racist. Yep, the land of the free, Simon. That's it. The land of the free. Maybe you should make plans to, like, casually move to Quebec just long enough to get the name change through and then come back. Kind of force them to do it. It's just a thought. Plus, you know, Canada's a nice place. Yeah, Iceland are a bit weird, but then Iceland is a cracking country. I would love to live in Iceland. I would quite happily live in Iceland. I mean, they would allow them to do it. They just have to learn how to use alt codes because most computer systems, even the bad government ones, can understand like Unicode. But it's also America, so who knows? Where's our goalkeeper gone? Did I just miss a message saying he'd been recalled? Please tell me I didn't. Oh, he's injured. That's nearly as bad. 2-7. Are you seriously going to make me play Remy Mitchell? Like, I know I was in a bad mood last night, but I might cry playing Remy Mitchell in goal. I might cry. Because he's really not very... Like, he's nowhere near as good as he looks. He's nowhere near as good as he looks when you actually start letting him play. Oh, God. We could be in... Our good run of form could be about to die a horrendous death. Because Remy Mitchell is going to play in goal for us for possibly 7 weeks. That hurts. That really hurts. Okay, right. Let's get through. I've decided we're gonna wrap up the stream today with the Yeovil game. That's the plan. Oh yeah, he's susceptible to the lob, to the daisy cutter. Frankly, anything aimed in his general direction. Quite frankly. I'll be back again. See, what I'd like to do is try and find a backup goalkeeper who is good enough to be here and conversely also enormous. Like this fella, 6'8" would do, but he's 37. Where did he play before? Kings Lynn Town, who I think we're playing now. Let's offer him a trial. If he has 2-star current ability, he can come in as our backup goalkeeper. Just because he's bloody enormous. In fact, we'll look at all these. Mason Terry's quite a good goalkeeper, I seem to remember. A vague feeling Mason Terry is not a bad goalkeeper. I think he might also be John Terry's son. It's entirely possible he's actually John Terry's son. Maybe. Does West Ham's website say anything about that? No. Apparently not. No. Oh, his dad's Paul Terry. Isn't Paul Terry John Terry's brother? Oh no, apparently not. Apparently not. Although ironically it looks like Paul Terry also had a habit of sleeping with his teammates' wives. Ironically. Yeah, so it looks like Mason Terry's dad is called Paul Terry, but he isn't the Paul Terry that's John Terry's brother. If we could all follow that. You've gained exactly no knowledge of left wing back having played there. Are you just oblivious? Are you just incapable of paying attention to your whereabouts? Come on, son. Yep, that could be an Ancestry.com confusion alert, but it's fine. If Mason Terry is a good enough goalkeeper to go back, because we are about to witness just how spellbindingly bad Remy Mitchell is in goal. Because I really didn't have any better options bar the guy that's leaving us. Who I'd have played, but he's leaving us. So I'd rather have Mitchell be match fit. Just in case. Oxford City are well down this table. It makes me sad. It makes me want to go and rescue them. Right. Let's get goals. Kings Lynn's ground's enormous. I'm sure it's not this enormous in real life. But that's a proper League One ground. This pitch is also huge, which is going to be a real problem for us because we don't have the stamina for it. That could be a goal. Yep. Yep. Oh, it's offside. Good, it's offside. Relax. Nobody panic. It was offside. That one was not offside. That was just rubbish. That was just us being rubbish, and I forgot to drop the defensive line down and fix the press. And in fact, we're probably going to get stuck in on them. Let's beat them up a bit, and the boys will be fine. As long as Brannigan doesn't absolutely shit the bed again. Which we all know he's pretty capable of doing, because he hasn't learned to play left wing back properly yet. There is an argument I shouldn't be playing him at left wing back until he learns to play left wing back, but players tend to learn the positions faster when you force them to play it. Yeah, it's true, but it makes more sense. Like we were saying earlier, we were saying earlier we had a goalkeeper when we were managing in Greece who was 5'4" in the game, and therefore in the match engine. And I didn't think about it because he was a Danish goalkeeper, and Danish goalkeepers are always giants. And it turns out in real life he is in fact actually a giant, but the game just thought he was 5'4". So we conceded loads of goals because this guy was a midget in the game. And I know I've seen a 4'10" goalkeeper in the women's game. That was a great little touch by Waldron. That was a cracking little touch by Waldron then. Lovely little touch by Waldron. Shame it came to nothing. Looks like we are having issues with Beckford and Brannigan today, and Sudger. It does raise the question, is this tactic just inconsistent, or is there something to it? Because as much as we were conceding a lot of goals before, we were also scoring a goal pretty much every game with the original tactic. Oh yeah, for sure would leak like a sieve as a goalkeeper, much like Remy Mitchell. We need more possession in the second half. Is fair. Right, Cole, buddy, focus up. Be better. Just focus up. The thing is, I know if I moved him one notch forward on the thing, he'd be fine. And that's what really gets me, is that with FM, just in general, it's just a bit of a general, this has been for generations FM rant, really, or gripe, I should say, is left wing back and left midfield, there really is no difference between them, except you do slightly more defending here. And yet this guy is one notch out of a position he is naturally and suddenly can't figure it out. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, I'm not saying he should be like 100% great. The defensive parts of it should be a challenge for him. But he shouldn't be drowning like he is. Would be an argument I would make, at least. Let's stick a Coley in for Stutter. And I think a Coley's going to drop into the midfield here. Just to give us a bit more stability for now. He can probably go box to box from there. We'll give that a try. It's very defensive. It's such an anti-football tactic. I don't love it. But I just don't want any passengers today. It does put a lot of pressure on Tim. But if it makes something happen, It'd be worth it. It almost made something happen. Almost. Waldron's tiring, so we'll send in Watara as our last sub. Just fresh legs on the other flank. And we're really hoping to hit them on the break here. We really are just hoping to hit them on the break. I think we've outplayed King's Lynn there, and we've just not got the result, to be honest. And bear in mind they are 8th and were 7th at the start of the game. No, they weren't. They're 8th and they were 9th. It's going to be a slog to get back into the playoffs. We're 8 points away. We were arguably the better side there. It does all just feel a bit like 1 or 2 players away. Like, I think we probably give Brannigan 1 more game at left wing back. And if he doesn't perform, we draw a line under it. And we just accept that didn't play out. Because now he's had 3 games there and he still hasn't picked up any familiarity with playing left wing back. And I've had other players who've adapted fully to a position when I've played them their 3 games running. Right, you are not very good. You are perfectly acceptable. And you are not very good. Okay, Mason. We're going to give you a shot. Probably not a £26,000 a year to be a backup at this level. I'll be perfectly honest with you. If you play, I'll give you a bit more cash. How does that sound? And in fact, if you keep a clean sheet, you can have as much cash as you like. I don't care. Hopefully he'll come in and we'll now have a backup goalkeeper I trust. Because I think if we had our usual keeper, if we had Marriott in goal then, for that last game, that probably would have been a 0-0 draw. At least now this gives us a slightly different option with some height who can do something useful. How are Tunbridge Angels making an offer immediately after I sign him? What am I seeing? So he signs for us there. Oh, they've just put in an offer for him. Alright. He might not be joining us. I might have to suffer more Remy Mitchell. Can we, like, get him one of those old torture-y things? Like, stretch him out? I know it's a barbaric suggestion, but if we could do that, I wouldn't hate it. He might not enjoy it, but I wouldn't hate it. Because realistically, if we could get him to be sort of 6'3", he might be adequate. I really want Alfie Pond, but we just do not have the money he's asking for. I think anyone at this level has the money he's asking for. Like the fact that a guy who's only other one club that wants him is Halifax was asking for £70,000 is mind-blowing. Yeah, I mean, that'd be fine. He'd be a fine goalkeeper then. we're getting a lot of left-footed centre halves in. Which is odd, because usually you cannot find a left-footed centre half for love nor money. And yet for some reason we've got this. He'd be like our fifth. And it might just be because he's a spectacularly mediocre one, but it's just another big boy at the back with many passports, apparently. Formerly of Chesterfield. I say, like, formerly of... He's played once for Chesterfield. 3 times if you include what I assume is the Sherpa Vans trophy. But I haven't tried this guy out. He could be great. He's huge. Can be huge. There is also an argument, I suppose, that I could just look for a big old target man. Just a big old giant target bastard. Like, this fella can probably do absolutely nothing but jump. I feel like Sofa would not have been the first place I'd have got to with a Chesterfield joke, but I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. Like, I feel like I'd have landed at like a cigarettes joke, but I do rate the Sofa reference. I thought I said Levi Amakachi there, and I was like, I'll have an Amakachi. Absolutely I will. Absolutely I'll take an Amakachi. Let's see if I can scout him. Just because he's huge. And sometimes that really is all it takes at this level, is just getting a guy that's huge. Can and do be that simple. Okay, right. Let's do some goals. That's our next big plan. In the women's game, target man, woman, come in, 2 forms, really tall and roughly stocky, can jump decently or just slightly above average height. Yes, target forwards. It's a bad FM habit calling them target men. Right, he was rubbish. He might be actually quite good, because St. Joseph's usually buy really, really well. For whatever reason in FM, St. Joseph's tend to buy really, really well. Oh no, Gorchim Donna is retiring into the season. Like he's saying that he found it hard to get a new contract. You're currently on trial with a club. Like, I just feel like announcing your retirement whilst you're on trial with a club might be a little bit premature. Because now I want to give him a job. He wants to be a scout, which I probably don't have enough of. So we'll let him be a scout as well. And then we'll check I can actually fit a scout. I can. Beautiful. I currently don't have a head of youth development. How did that happen? I've got to go higher ahead of youth development. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. She is not a giant. Head of youth. Attributes for head of youth. At least average. Problem solved. If I can afford him. Problem solved. A touch more cash for you. No, a touch more. Let's not get silly, Josh. Josh. Be a bit sensible. Alright, that might improve our team slightly. Long term. And I do now have a goalkeeper I can trust to be able to see without, see over his defenders. That's a good sign. He does look like the kind of fellow who has like 3 shandies and tries to fight you though. So there is that. But I'm sure it'll be fine. You're disappointed with the deal? But have you seen the other goalkeeping option we have? Who is hopefully about to leave us? What, the scarf? It's because I wore it to the game the other day and I keep forgetting to put it back up. It will, in fact, you know what? We'll do it now. There we go. It's back. It's back. Yeah, I took it down to the game yesterday because it was bloody freezing. Why does Sheffield Wednesday want this guy? Sheffield Wednesday? Alright then, lads. Yes. Yes, please. I'll take the biggest number. Thanks. I've just signed a 6'5" goalkeeper. What do I want a 5'11" keeper around for? It's wanted by Sheffield Wednesday. They can pay me money for him. Well, Sheffield Wednesday are always in financial trouble. They've always been a financial trouble kind of club. I think it's got so bad that one of the people trying to buy them at the moment wanted to merge them with Sheffield United. Which is honestly one of the most terrifying ideas I've ever heard anyone have. But I'd be all for it if that empty spot, that empty league license was given to the original Sheffield. I think that'd be hilarious. Like, take whatever this merged Sheffield side would be called, let them play at friggin' Bramall Lane, and then take Sheffield FC, move them into Hillsborough. Jobs are good, and I've got an FM save for next year. I'm also aware if any fan of any Sheffield club ever sees the VOD of this, I'm going to get murdered. Right, offers in. Oh, Sheffield Wednesday have come in. Oh, you lovely, lovely people. Take him. Bye-bye. And I never thought about Remy Mitchell ever again. Ever again. Never thought about them ever again. Head of youth in, good. Right, so that's that problem solved. Big lad at the back. That's what we like to see. He's got 10 for vision for a goalkeeper. That means when he hoofs the ball up the pitch, he's actually going to be aiming for someone. Have you ever seen such a thing? Have you ever seen a goalkeeper that just hoofs the ball up the field whilst trying to deliberately hit someone? It's never happened. You can't convince me it's true. Which got a lovely pop-up on my phone saying Tommy Robinson's attacking a Muslim again, but he's not racist. He's been out of prison now for almost 2 months. There's no way that lasts. Right. How are you feeling about left wing back? You're still not feeling it, are you, buddy? Do you know what? I think we'll try a different approach. We'll let Sereno play there, and then we'll bring you off the bench to try and fill in. It's bold, but it might just work. You can't wear 44. You're not Lewis Hamilton. Give your head a wobble. I am currently waiting whilst I wait for this to do its thing, I am currently waiting for some lovely fella who's better at stuff than I am to hopefully build for me. And I say build for me like I'm paying them. I'm not. I'm just being super lazy and not figuring out how to do this myself. But I want someone to build for me an F1 Manager 24 mod with the F126 stuff updated. And I don't think anyone's done it yet. Because I would like to play that on stream at some stage. I will probably be watching the FA Cup draw tomorrow. I don't want to commit to it, but I will probably be watching it. But I don't super need to watch it either, because I know we're getting Everton away. So, yeah, there is that element of I know we're going to get Everton away. It is F1 Manager I'm looking for. F1 Manager 24. I would like I would like an up-to-date for next season mod as soon as possible. It doesn't look like anyone's put one on Overtake yet. Oh, someone's working on it already. Oh, what a legend. What a legend. That's legendary status. Legendary status. Someone has already got it out. Someone has already got it out. That might be a stream that happens at some point this week. when I've got it downloaded and installed and stuff. That might just be a stream that happens this week. It does say you have to play as Cadillac, but that would have been my plan anyway. So that's not too shabby. So yeah, I may have a little cheeky look at getting that working tomorrow as well when I'm doing recording. In F1 Manager, you are in charge of the team, so you sign the drivers and the staff, and then you manage all the pit stops and the race and the whole lot. You've never watched it. You're missing out, Liam. You're missing out. F1 is the sport of the gods, quite frankly. I actually massively prefer F1 to football in terms of a sport to watch. But I am also, and this is key, an enormous nerd. And F1 is basically high-speed maths. So the new season is March, early March. Think first weekend in March. See, I love IndyCar as well. I actually prefer IndyCar to F1 if I'm completely honest. I use F1 as like a blanket catch-all for motorsport, but I do prefer IndyCar to F1. Not because the speeds are higher, but because the racing is better. You can never be entirely sure going into an IndyCar weekend who is going to win the race, whereas I can always say with a reasonable degree of certainty who is going to win an F1 race on any given weekend. Why have I got end of match things here? Oh, I'm definitely glad Lando won. Although, to be fair, I was actually in the rare position where anyone winning wouldn't have been disappointing to me. Because I like Oscar. I'm a big fan of Oscar as well. And also, as much as I cannot stand Max Verstappen, cannot stand him, I do think there's something special, or there would have been something special about seeing someone complete 5 in a row, like 5 world championships in a row. Because I'll never see it in my lifetime now. Like, it's statistically impossible, I would suggest, that I'll ever see that in my lifetime. What a goal from Ty. Racing's better, road course speed is slower, but the oval speed is absurd. It's true. Like the Indy 500 gets up to what, 240 odd mile an hour. Oh yeah, okay, I know what you mean. Like it's not like a. It would be really boring for those 5 years to watch F1 have the same guy win 5 titles in a row. But in terms of a singular human achievement, it would be outstanding. It would be sporting greatness that is hard to conceive of until you see it. So while I certainly wouldn't be like, oh, I hope this happens, like, if it did happen, I would like to be around to see it. If that makes sense. They stopped making F1 Manager after 24, unfortunately. I don't fully understand why, because it was really good. Like, it was only the 3rd iteration of the game, and it was probably only one more away from being complete. But I guess that the numbers weren't there in terms of people buying it. I guess that's the reason they discontinued it. But it's a damn near perfect game. It really does have very few issues with it, I would suggest. I do play the other F1 game occasionally. I... Oh, Jesus, Tim. I don't play it as often as I used to. I think as I get older, I've got less stamina for it. I like to do full length races, and I do find my concentration dips a touch as I get older. But I love them, and I think another big part of the reason that I don't play it as much as I used to, aside from the concentration thing, is that I get very competitive when I play racing games. I am just making things worse. I am notoriously quite good at racing games. And racing in general. And so it frustrates me when I do, like, if I do an online race, it frustrates me if I'm not competitive. And especially if I'm not competitive because it's my own brain wandering. It's fairly self-explanatory. As long as you can develop the parts in the right order, manage the money, bring in the guys with the highest overall ratings for each things you can afford, and you do the pit stops when it tells you to, you can usually do quite well. Like, that's 90% of the success rate for it, and then the last 10% is just figuring out timing. It really is all maths. It's one of those things I find that I do live as I watch real races anyway, is I'm always doing those maths. Like, I'm just saying, someone needs to give me a strategy job because my strat is always bang on. And I'm not using no fancy computers. But, you know, you can get sacked. You can, in fact, get sacked on it. Why won't you get... Look, I'm trying to hire him as staff, bud. Let me have him. Be nice. I'm not even trying to hire him as a coach. So they can't use the coaching badge. I literally want to hire him to watch games. If you are planning on playing F124, my advice would be start with probably Sauber, and you'll really struggle to get fired because the expectations aren't terribly high anyway. And like, realistically, you can only finish between 1st and 10th. So like, the trick when you're new with F1 games is always to avoid, especially when you're new, is to avoid signing up with teams you recognise. Because, you know, your brain will go, oh, Ferrari must be quick. And Ferrari are not quick, but Ferrari behave like they're quick. Ferrari are essentially the Manchester United of Formula One. They've got a big name and a big reputation, and nobody seems to have told them they've been a bit shit for a while. Right. I'm guessing our other goalkeeper hasn't come back yet. Guessing. He's almost back. Almost back. Don't really want to drop Gomez or Waldron. I can probably swap Ty and Tim round for now. How are you still unhappy? That's fair. Look on that site I sent you the other day with the Zomboid link, Liam. You may find you can pick it up for about a tenner. Just having a look now. Let me drop this in chat. Drop this in chat. That website there has it for £7. And I think you can still refund it if you don't like it. So it's weird, if there wasn't a 2026 mod for 24, my backup plan was, if I can find it, my backup plan was that there is a 1996 mod, I think. Sorry, 1980, yeah, 86 maybe. Oh, there's a 1991 mod, which could also have been fun. But for F1 Manager 22, I say it could have been fun. It is quite good fun. You get to manage Nigel Mansell. Let's go with that team. That's going to be fine. Let's go win. That's the plan. Tim's struggling for match fitness. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Verboten. Right, Tim and Ronnie back together again. Can they get goals? Can they do scoring? Someone looked pensive. That's a big word for a footballer. Don't go giving us big words like pensive. Jesus, you'll make us think. Right, Oxford City away. I recognise none of the players in their team at this point. Let's go. Let's get this done. Also, let's very quickly, because I know this is a thing Kit will enjoy. As a collector. Okay, what are we saying out of 10? This is this season's Oxford City kit. I quite enjoy it as a take on the hoops thing. Sorry, 6 or 7 out of 10 is not an awful rating for it. I just think it's a bit more interesting than solid hoops. This was my thinking. Because let's be honest, they can get a bit dull. Anyway, it's fair. It does bother me they've gone to all the trouble to have a slightly unique take on the hoops, but then they've gone with a full block Oxford University logo. Like, just put that on a blue hoop. Just put the text on a blue hoop. And the little logo-y thing. That kit would look 1,000 times better if they did that. Oh, Lenny Serino has scored. Wild. Is offside. It's okay though. We're back. That's the plan. We're going to be back from our rough form. Get another win here. Michael Parker looks really good at the centre of that defence. It's a shame Gomez didn't chase that ball down. Also just realised I've not turned the pressing up. I keep forgetting to turn the pressing up between games. Someone remind me to turn the press up between games. Because I think that's making a difference. Ronnie, don't fall over, bud. Just get in the box. Confidently score a goal. Oh, we're back. Come on, Beckford. Despite the fact I've got it turned off, we're shooting from miles out again for no good reason. I'm not appreciating that as an idea. Come on, let's get... Oh, we're giving it away again. Jesus Christ, Gomez. That's a straight red. Yeah, exactly. Exactly like that. Simple changes. Simple changes. I can't believe he's got himself sent off. 30 minutes on the clock and he's got himself sent off. And there's no logical way of repacking this midfield. I can tell Cahill to maybe just be a channel mid and hope he defends more. Maybe we make Sereno an inside wing back. Hope between them they kind of cover the gap. But we could be about to take an absolute pasting here. All because of a stupid two-footed tackle. The worst part is he's going to get banned for 3 games for that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's less boring. Right. Ahead in the game, let's get a goal. Even though we're down to... In fact, we can get this to here fella sent off. Or Langston. Laughing. Or just score. Just let Lewis Beckford do the scoring. That'll do. That's fine. Perfectly acceptable. Just on the brink of half-time. We'll just have a goal. If we somehow play better with 10 guys on the pitch than 11, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. Set team mentality very defensive. I don't think I will, but thank you for the offer. I think we've got just enough about us to be able to cover for a missing defensive midfielder. Maybe not for the full 90 minutes, but I think we can put up a good fight. Right. We'll say that. Marcus. What the fuck was that? I genuinely want that to be a button that opens up when you get a first half sending off. I know it'll mean the game got a rating or some stupid whatever, but I think it'd be worth it. We just need to hold out. Is that Altrincham against Bolton? I was boring. What I was saying is that Altrincham against Bolton. Jesus. How did Altrincham get that far in a cup? Oh, Ronnie's at it again. He's at it again. He's through. 2-0 up. It's true. We don't need him, Kit. We don't need him. Also, Pep's Arsenal just threw me entirely. Down to 10 men. Up 2 goals. And they want me to go very defensive? I don't think we will. I think we'll just replace the odd player here and there for fitness, because there's going to be some players who are knackered. And I reckon we'll see this one out. In fact, can I start with 10 men if this is how we're going to play? We're going for a third. We're actually looking for a third. That's greedy, lads. Stop, they're already dead. How bizarre. That's really bizarre, Kit. Where's the option to start with 10 men? Because we look nowhere near like winning 3-0 with 11 on the pitch. I will take Cahill off though. Put Gale. And then let's grab some of these tired legs out just to tidy up after ourselves a little bit. That just feels a bit smart. We'll stick Frankie Fid in. He's not played in a while. As many fresh legs at the back as we can get. This might be a time where I risk Brannigan back at left midfield. Yeah. So just get as much fresh legs at the back as we can. Where were Oxford in the league? Great question. Slot Liverpool to go to City. Wild. Let's have a look. Table. Oxford City are 23rd. They're not a good side in this league, but we didn't look like we were doing anything to them with before we went down to 10 men, and now we look imperious. Like we look really good now. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Nor does the fact that everyone showed up in black. Every single fan in this stadium has shown up wearing black. Why? Is it like a special event? What's going on? Right, Brannigan, now's your chance, mate. You were 3-0 up. There's no pressure on you. Try and impress me as a left wing back. Admittedly, I'm not asking you to do any crossing, which is going to help. Beckford just tried to take on their entire team by himself. Wildly overconfident. It's true, but they can't have seen that coming. Tara with a ball through. Stutter almost snuck in. Almost. The irony is, if they were to sack their boss after this game, I would actually put an application for it. Oof. Just to see if we can keep them up. Which is crazy because we're trying to get into the playoffs. Yeah, Liverpool doing their bottling. And I don't mean this to sound harsh, but I understood Liverpool having a bad start to the season. But you can only use Jota's death as an excuse for that for so long. I think we all expected them to start the season a little bit off the boil. But I don't think we expect it to still be going at Christmas. He's got to be sacked now, surely. Not Slot. Yes, Slot, but not... I was referring to the Oxford City manager. Yeah, that's it. It's almost like everyone outside of Liverpool Football Club could see that was going to be an issue at the start of the season. and nobody did anything about it quick enough. Like, I'm sure there was some kind of counselling thing they did, but it feels like no one sat them down and had the adult conversation of like, look, this is gonna suck, but we've still got to play football. Brickfield Rangers. Brickfield Rangers come up for me. Doesn't appeal nearly as much as Ravenna. Apparently they've sacked you already, Kit. Terrible. We're 6th in the Cymru North. 6th in the Cymru North. I'm not desperate to go to Wales. Having done that quite recently. See, Ravenna could be interesting. They've got no money, but they could be interesting. And if there was like a particularly interesting Spanish club, I'd have a look at it. But there isn't. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. That was quick. I hadn't even hit send on the friggin' text yet. They already gone, nah, don't want you. You can get fucked. Okay. Telford, then Yeovil. We haven't got the job at Wanderers either. I really wanted it too. Trip to Uruguay. Alright, Simon, you have a good night, mate. If you'd like, I can save the Yeovil game for the first game of next stream. So, if you would like, so you can be awake to actually watch it live. One game either way is not going to make a great deal of difference to any of us. Yeah, let's play the Telford game and then we'll come back for Yeovil at the start of the next stream so Simon can be awake to enjoy it properly with us. That feels like a good plan. That feels like a good plan. And also works out quite well for me because I'm starting to get hungry and I also fancy some zomboids. So best of all worlds, really. Night, Simon. Oh, good. We've got Mazid extended. I don't know if I want to give Shay Cahill a new contract or not. Because he is being a bit of a bitch. He said he's not interested after being transfer listed, but he's also transfer listed because he's miserable. Like, I don't actually really want to let him go, but he's just miserable. Oh. Telford takeover rumours are not to be believed because Hemel are going to get another takeover. Okay, let's do this. Telford United feels oddly poetic. Did we not start the stream with Telford as well? I think we started the stream with Telford. In a cup, maybe? Okay, cool. We did. We did start with Telford. That's lovely and poetic. Lovely and poetic. You did deserve your fine, you're right. You did, in fact, deserve to be fined for a two-footed tackle leading to a red card. I'm glad we agree on that. I'm very glad we agree on that. Very, very glad we agree on that. So, can we get through to the... I know it's taking forever because it's doing a season processing, an end of season processing, because it's January 1st coming up. So it's going to be releasing every American player. And obviously, and Australians and Koreans and whatnot, but mostly American players. As is the way of an end of year in FM. Good, excellent. Press conference, don't mind if I don't. So a quick look at who has been released from the MLS. In fact, let's look by country because it's not really the MLS I'm looking for. It is general releases of people. Really? Oh, is it at the end of... It was because it was the end of December, right? No. October? Oh. I would like anyone with a funny sounding name. Or a random Vietnamese player. Why not? Oh, you've already signed for a new club. Oh, I could have had a Vietnamese player. Come on. Come on, get to Telford. I've never been so eager to get to Telford. Chapman eyeing retirement. I don't think you will, sir. I don't know who you are. That's our chairman. Swear to God, if that's our chairman, I think it might be actually. We might be about to have our third takeover in a year. Oh no, it's the goalkeeper. Alright. Okay, good. You're unwilling to... How about we have a lovely chat where I just say, look, we're signing you... We're trying to sign you as a scout. Alright, you dick. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Right, okay, where's... Not fit yet? Still through. There's someone outside my window doing just the worst piece of parking I've ever witnessed. They're on like attempt number 5. And it's not even parallel parking. Crazy. Oh yeah, I've got to get Gomins out the out of the team. It does put Liam on the bench though. That's nice. Oh, update, they finally managed to get it into a parking space. Tiny car, huge space. No skill. Right. I've just been watching them out of the corner of my eye, just fail to park. Right. Let's get this done. Get this done against the Telford. That is our plan. Does having this guy suspended does show me a little bit of a weakness in our squad too, because I don't really have any other option for a holding midfielder other than a Coley. And I feel like we'll need another one. I'd actually quite like Harrison Neal. He'd be a great choice. He'd be a really good choice for that role. But we currently do not have any money to spend, so it won't be him. Oh, look at the defending. It's so beautiful. We fixed it. Beckford, get the ball forward, mate. Over the top. Try a ball over the top. Just trust me. Give it a go. See if you like it. Parker absolutely blowing them open, or, you know, blowing them away with his defensive skill. Mason Terry hasn't had a bad game since we signed him. Maybe that's the secret to FM. Just get the biggest goalkeeper you can possibly find. Maybe that's the trick I've been missing. Just get the biggest goalkeeper you can possibly find. And profit. Because he's not egregiously special. Right. Time for something to change. Waldron, you can come off for Watara, please. Sereno off for Ademayo, and then we'll stick a Gungbo back to the left-hand side, just like we've been doing. I think we'll take Cahill out for De Gale. And I'm going to do something a little bit wild. A little bit wild. That I don't think anyone would have seen coming from me. And you're probably thinking, nope, this is exactly how we started this episode or this stream, with this tactic. Bear with me. We're not fully there yet. We're not fully there yet. Because I think we really compact the diamond. Get Liam pressing. Get Sojay tracking if we can. It's a really tight midfield, but I think there might be something to this. There might be something to this. Just feels like it might be taking advantage of some players who are able to bring something a little bit different to the team. It might be pointless. It might come to nothing. But I also completely forgot once again to press and tackle harder, which might also help, or might be why we got a red card last time. Now I think about it. Oh well, it worked out. Warren into the box. Did I just give away a win? No, I didn't. It's fine. I didn't give away a win. We're all okay. We're all okay. Just score a goal. We just need a goal. Well, that's going to be a 0-0 draw, but I think that's a good place to end the FM portion of the streaming, and we'll come back for Yeovil next time. That's a good start. Now, let's send out an assistant manager, do that. But I'm gonna go eat something, and then I'll come back and I'll do like a nice hour of a zombies. I think is the plan, which means you guys get to hear some excellent musical selection. Now, if you've not been around when we switch streams, I apologise to YouTube because you'll never find this out. And in fact, goodbye to YouTube. Thank you for being here. Bye. But if you've not been here for a switcher stream,